So I will repeat your question. The question is how to differentiate between pain that is creating growth to pain that is creating the opposite of growth. So let's say regression or
the repetition of a new pain.
Repetition.
Or a sign to break up.
Or a sign to break up, let's say. Well, the way that I approach pain is, because it's a very specific word, I don't perceive pain as something bad. Pain is one of our essential parts of growth. We go through pain. We go through pain of birth. This is the first thing that we're experiencing into our life. Where, yeah, that can be a traumatic, and it is a traumatic experience, yet these are important experiences. Not to say that trauma is something amazing, but we are learning out of pain. Pain is a teacher. The same as doubt is a teacher, pain is a teacher. I think that the issue with pain is when we judge pain, or when we judge pain as unwanted or not as a teacher. Again, it's coming back to the perspective where this is creating not pain but suffering. This is the issue, as I see it, where it's creating friction, where pain, as I said, is a teacher. And pain is coming exactly as doubt to show us something, to say, hey, pay attention, because you haven't for some time. You've probably been numb for some time, and this is something that you're talking about, Ziv, where there are 3 layers of experience in the physical body, where there's the first part which is numb, the second part which is pain, and the third which is pleasure. Pain is a good sign because it says, hello, wake up. You've been dreaming or in automatic or in pilot behavior for some time, and you've ignored something for some length of time. Yeah. This is what happens when we're becoming depressed. Yeah. This is what happens when anxiety and panic attack is coming up. It literally say, dude, you're ignoring me for some years. It's about freaking time that you'd pay attention. So as I said, it's a teacher. It came here to show us something. What is it come here to show us? This is an individual question, but it's here to show us that we are ignoring something, that we're ignoring something that was there in a very easy, subtle way many months ago or many years ago, but we didn't want to pay attention to. Because here's the thing, we don't want to confront truth. But truth is there all the time. We are ignoring it and not unwilling to be honest with ourselves about what is authentic, about what is real. Because we all have the answers internally. We don't need them from an external guru or support or whatever, right? We just need to pay attention to what is really honest, to what is really authentic, so we can move towards where we need to move towards, where it is related to doubt. This is what doubt is doing exactly as pain. It stops us from the forward movement, automatic forward movement, into questioning why are we doing what that we're doing. Is that really aligned with me? Is that really my honest truth? Or am I moving out of fear? Am I moving out of comfort, right? If we're talking specifically about relationships, am I doing the same thing again and again, crossing my boundary again and again with this thing because I'm afraid that my partner will leave me, if I would be honest? But if I am honest and putting that boundary, actually maybe I don't even want to be with him and I'm here out of fear. I'm here out of comfort. And this is going to confront me. Stopping and looking at what doubt is saying or at what pain is saying is going to confront me. So I'm not looking at it. So pain is increasing and increasing and increasing until it becomes unbearable. So I cannot ignore it anymore. I have to confront pain. And this happens many of times, specifically with relationships, that we're ignoring truths. We're ignoring what we know that is right. We're ignoring what that we know that is important. We're ignoring what that we know that are our needs and our boundaries again and again and again and again and again and again, forcing ourselves to arrive at a place where we're just breaking the, how do you say, breaking the tools, breaking the dishes, breaking the, this is breaking everything basically, and breaking up.
Yes.
Because
we throw the baby with the water.
We throw the baby with the water because we've tolerated again and again and again and again and again and again things that are intolerable for us, basically.
I hear you talking, and what comes up to me is an identification. There's a very strong identification in the relationship when there's this time of, okay, should we work on it or should we break up? Because usually there is a conflict, and we're very identified with our side of the story. Whether it's a soul incident or if it's our partner in front of us that is not willing to do the work or is not willing to change. I need this and this and that, and he's not willing to give it to me. And then I'm like, okay, if he's or she's not going to give it to me, then we should break up. There's too much pain. I'm doubtful that he will ever change. And it's always, I don't believe in breakups so much. It's very, I don't believe it in the sense that it's very normal, and I understand, and I've done it myself many times, but there's something in about stopping is that we're going to meet the same problem again. If we're blind to it, if we're not paying attention to what am I identifying, what am I expecting, what am I interpreting my partner to be, and the pain will go back. So even if there is a relationship right now and that partner is not the right one for me, please pay attention to what you're identifying, where you're not doing the work yourself. Where do you put responsibilities on them because you have conditioning that this is what a partner should do, and this is how a partner should act, and this is how you should be in this situation, and this is what you should tell me when we're doing this, or and etc. 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 All kinds of stuff like that. Once we realize and you see this identification, then this is the lesson. And now, if you feel it's time to break up, okay. Many times in our clinic and in our relationship ourselves, every time we reach that point and we took responsibilities and we identified where we are identifying ourselves and our partner, we didn't want to break up anymore because there's no trigger, there's no conflict. Again, the one finger pointing out is the three fingers pointing in. It's my work. I need to change. I see that I'm projecting this behavior. I don't want you to do the same thing I'm doing to you all the time. And sometimes it's not so easy to see because there's many layers of disguise. There's many layers of variables. It changes. It looks different, but the essence sometimes is very, very different, very, very similar. So how do you know if the pain is or the doubt is there to break up or to work? Is maybe it's the same thing. Like just look at why you have pain and see what you could do if you had no ego. What would you do to do different? What would you change? What do you want them to change? And then seeing yourself, can you do it? Even though you're right, even though it happened to you, could you do it? Could you be different? And once you see that, that's pretty much the work. And the other side, whether he sees it or not, or she sees it or not, that's for them to do or not. And you can decide, okay, I don't need him to know if I want to break up or not. I know already the truth. I know what I need. I hope I'm clear. I'm still high from your meditation.
I think that you're very clear.
Yeah. Okay.
This is something that I like to talk about a lot, and especially in the Relationship MasterMind, where we are everyone that is external to us, everything that is external to us is here as our teacher.
Yes.
And it's never about them. And when we are referring to them and looking at them and doubting them, it's time to stop, hold your horses, again, doubt, stop it, reflect backwards towards yourself, yeah? Go inward, observe that pain. Yeah? It came here to teach you something. It came here to show you something of where you are not taking responsibilities, not regarding them, not regarding the relationship, regarding you. where I like to say we are living, and especially in relationships, and all of them, not in romantic relationships, we like to leave responsibility over our contentment, over our life, over our happiness, over our wholeness in someone else's hands. Like I have responsibility 80%, and all put your hand here. I'll give you 20% of my responsibility over my life. Can you hold that for me? Where I'm constantly doing that with my mother, doing that with my father, doing that with my brother, with my friend, with my best friend. Why didn't you call me? I really wanted to have a conversation with you. Why didn't I call her then?
Yeah.
Right? It's these leaving those percentages of responsibilities over our life in other people's hands, which is, yeah, it's not nice to see. You know, it's difficult to confront that I'm leaving parts of me all over the world in different places, in different times, in different people's hands, where all of these pieces, if I'm bringing them back to me, I can confront these realities and start taking choices over my happiness. Then I stop becoming a victim of reality, which happens a lot in relationships and in relation to relationships. Past relationships, future relationships, why I don't have relationships, why I do have relationships, the world, etc. We're moving from being a victim to being a queen.
Yes.
Or a king.
I'm starting to become time awareness. We're now 1 hour in, and so I think it's a good time to conclude. You mentioned the Relationship MasterMind. We're not going to talk about it in this one, but it is our program that we are offering to the world, and it's our baby. So if anybody's interested in hearing more, just drop a note and we will get back to you. There's the WhatsApp group if you want to have the recording and if you want to get more answers of the questions or meditations.
If any questions rose through the live and we were unable to answer them, then please send us more questions so we would create more videos. We would love to answer them.
Yes. And in general, comments, feedbacks, we are here to serve. We're here to give our offerings, our gifts, our knowledge, experience, our path, our inspiration to whoever's interested. And it's huge for us to give it, and we hope you are benefiting at least as much as we are. So thank